Oh, yeah.
Indicates a gauge outside.
I don't have to have one. John, did you get an agenda? I did. Okay.
See.
Sit on the deck, cook on the barbecue every day.
Soccer game.
It was confusing.
Yeah, just
So he had
I have 21 years for Bill. Started in 1993, January 1st with Board of Volunteer Firefighters.
1993 sounds about right.
Thank you.
You need a
but those glasses are nice. Yeah, I like that. When did that happen? Oh, is it? It's a
It's only 4 days old. Can we change it out?
Yeah, that'll be fine. The glasses?
I think a little kid helmet. One of those they put on
Newborn babies?
you know, they put the helmets in.
Jerry has to wear one of those. That's when they're very nightmare.
Yeah.
He has cuts, everything all over his all the time. He works in construction. And he doesn't wear a helmet. He has cuts all over. He's completely bald.
And it's gross. He showed me his head.
Yeah, I mean,
I was just like, oh.
sometimes it's really bad.
It came in. All of the firefighters works. He doesn't wear a helmet. And then he's,
Super Bowl time, something like Seattle. Kids for him because of
Yeah.
he started painting the helmets. With the Seattle. That was really good. Ready? 4 o'clock, folks, we'll start the meeting. Call to order. Public comments, anybody? No? Thank you. Approval of the minutes from last month.
Mr. Chairman, I have read the minutes of the meeting last month, and I move to approve them as written.
Have a second? I'll second. Any discussion on that?
$2,236.83, which includes a few items to point out. Volunteer payouts that are included in the warrants total $2,707. This reflects May 2014 activity. There is a payment to municipal emergency services for $1296.58. Payment to U.S. Bank card for $4346.08. That's our credit card. And on that credit card is a charge from Sleep Country for $2,250, and that's for the bunk beds. A payment to M&W Carpet Cleaning for $1,017. Payment to Ellen Curtis for $1,874 for turnout coat and pants. Payroll for July totals $12,408.47. This represents a month's salary for Chief Carlton, a month's salary for Assistant Shields, and those amounts haven't changed. There was one meeting for 3 commissioners. The secretary had 1 meeting and 1 hour clerical. Volunteer payouts totaled $5,210 in payroll for a total payout of volunteers of $7,917. I have a request to void a warrant number 946-352 in the amount of $485. It's paid to the wrong vendor. We require motions to approve the warrant request covering current month vouchers, current month payroll, and a request to void the warrant.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I have a question, Susan.
Yeah.
Should, this reflects May 2014, or should that say June?
Oh, this is July, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I have summer stroke. It's June.
Any other questions? Any comments? I have somebody make a motion, a couple of motions.
I make a motion to approve current month's payables in $18,236.83. That's one motion. The second motion would be to approve payroll for $12,408.47. And a third motion is to void warrant number 946352 in the amount of $485. 3 separate motions, looking for a second.
A second.
Before we vote, Suzanne, can you tell me what the vendor was for 485? 485?
It was supposed to be to emergency. I put the wrong bit in there. Just one second. It was supposed to be to emergency reporting. I put the wrong vendor number on it, and it came payable to emergency services consulting group.
Any further discussion on this? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Thanks again, Suzanne.
Yeah.
Anything in the budget? Do we need to talk about the budget update? Is there anything that we updated, or update, or discussion of the item Delta 4?
Yeah, I just think, you know, as a matter of public record, we did some remodel upstairs and put in your capital improvements. And that should be moved over from capital funds, and we should be approving that as commissioners. To come out of capital funds and be put over in the budget appropriately. I think the bills have already been paid.
You don't have to approve it.
No.
No, I don't have to approve it. I think it's worth mentioning, though.
It's okay, at least you mentioned it. It's a good distinction, you know. Capital items should come out of the capital fund.
And what I do, I'll tell you how I deal with that is, every 3 or 4 months, I look through the capital expense accounts and come up with the total. And I also pull all the invoices, and then I transfer that amount from capital funds into our regular expense account.
Well,
But I don't do it every time there's a capital expense. It's just, it's too bulky to do it that
Well,
way.
I don't think we have that many capital expenses, and I appreciate what you're doing, but 3 or 4 months out, you know, it could be, for example, $60,000 or $70,000. There's an uproar is going to occur, the public will say, oh, what was that for? Well, you know, it's, the thing of it is, this is obvious, it was one item, easily discussed, now that we have D4 right here, easily discussed, it's been discussed, it's no longer an issue, so. And then if you want to summarize every quarter, I don't see a problem on that, but I think discussing it as we go along helps. Sure helps me in my thinking, right?
And all of those come through on the financial report. So like, I think the kitchen upstairs was in the bathroom or somewhere around 16,000 for that. And that was reported on her financial report that year. So it's reported, it just doesn't say capital. Maybe that's something you could just put capital in parentheses, meaning that that's a capital expense versus however you guys want to come up with it. But we do report it in the expenses that we do have. And then we just move the money.
It is reflected on your monthly balance sheet.
Mhm. Yeah, the cost of the capital goods are in the assets. Okay, it's just that the physical money for them is still sitting in the capital fund account drawing interest, which I like.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all. Anyway, I'll move it.
And they're already paid, there's no delay in
Yeah.
paying those bills at all. Yeah.
I think what Stan was just, you know, being a little bit more transparent as to how we do this, and that's what we have achieved now. And we just talked about it, and that's what we do.
Sure.
And I'm completely satisfied how you do it. I'm sure it's.
I have to. I just think to mention it is good. Now that we have video, good time to mention it. Somebody goes back through and say, oh yeah, they are.
Okay. Mr. Wilmot, do you have anything to add?
No, I support both Suzanne and Commissioner Riffle in tackling this situation. But I agree with Stan that capital expenditures should not reflect in the capital budget as well as the operating disbursements. But if I hear you correctly, you went towards a bunch of to make a journal entry.
Well, it's not a journal entry. I have to physically do a transfer to the county. I tell the county,
You withdraw money and
that's right, withdraw it and put it in the expense.
is
And
that
then,
that we can be positive in the capital bank account after we have dispersed the funds?
oh, absolutely. I mean, you've got your financial statements. You can look on your balance sheet and see how much.
It tells us every month how much we have in every three accounts, all three or
Look on your balance sheet. You've got it right in front of you.
Yeah,
Okay, and look at the capital account. I printed out your financial statements for you.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. That's going to be
It
neat.
was helpful.
So I guess the primary payment comes out of
Our regular expense.
our regular expense, which is
Yeah,
the budget, correct?
That's our working account.
not the
Correct.
budget, it's the expense account.
Correct. So the expense account gets deducted, okay,
Mhm.
that amount, and then at some point in time, you withdraw from the capital and replenish the expense account. So it's a 6 1/2 dozen the other.
Well, it only makes sense that she does that, because the county can't hardly contract them. Wrong organization, let alone.
I'm the only person that can do that.
Yeah, our financial manager should be the person in charge.
And that's right.
No, well, the county, the state sets up that law, we know.
Yeah.
And they say, your financial administrator is the one that has authority to move money from one account to another.
Yeah, she's the only one, I can't do
No,
that.
you
She's
can't
the
give
only
me
one.
a track, you don't have the authority. You can recommend what you want, but they don't have.
So, I mean, I'll do that. You know, if you want me to do it once a month, after the month is over, like for whatever has transpired in July, that I make a transfer in August, that's good. I'll do that.
As long as, if you are ultimately responsible for this,
Yeah,
okay? I trust how you do it.
yeah,
You know, you find the way it is. I
Yeah.
totally understand how you do it and why you do it.
yeah,
You don't want to lose any interest, which is
Yeah.
important. Secondly, we have one working account, correct?
yeah,
That's where I check for.
yeah.
And then you keep an eye on it, you keep track of that. Then you come a little closer, and you say, okay. but
Well,
then
if it
she
gets
calls
low,
Bellingham.
yeah, you're gonna know about
She
it.
calls Bellingham or she emails you, and then they will move it from one to the other. That's how it works.
I agree with how she's doing it. I'm just saying, just to make it a bit more transparent, now that we have a spot for it under financial manager's report, to discuss it each month. And more or less, I mean, I realize that she has authority to move it, but I believe you have to have somebody's approval.
Yeah, and I think the other
Three
thing
commissioners,
that,
so.
that you might be important to you is that, let's say it shows that we have $250,000 in the capital fund, okay? And if I move what we've spent out of it, we may end up with $220,000. So, you know, that's telling in itself. So I don't mind doing that for you guys, if that helps you.
So, let's not go overboard either, guys. Okay? Really.
We already
We're
have.
about to go overboard.
I think
We
we
have a
jumped
good
in the
thing
water.
going. She's watching the interest as well, which is one of the major advantages, or the only advantage that we have on a capital account. That's not, I mean, if we can go along.
Nobody's going against what you're saying.
What?
Neither Jeff or I are going against.
They agree with you.
All right. well,
We're just stating why we're discussing it.
And I have one last question that I hope will be addressed. In the interim, between accounts receivable and the ultimate capital account for the transfers, is there money on the books anywhere? That's not what I wanted to ask. What I wanted to ask was, do capital funds are recorded to a different account before you make the transfer and redesignation?
No.
So,
No, what happens is every month I get the financial statements from the county. Okay, and then I do my month end and I balance to their,
So it's actually just the opposite of what I said. It's,
yeah.
the capital funds are recorded in the capital account before the deposit might necessarily be made.
Before the transfer of monies.
Oh, no.
No? Before the deposit?
My apologies in advance.
Okay,
Chair, I didn't want to see this book.
while you're seeing.
I have seen
At the end of June, in our regular expense account, which is this one,
it.
we had $9,038.08. And I balanced to that in our accounting software. I balanced to our investment funds. I balanced to, this is our reserve account, okay? We've got a portion that doesn't earn interest and a portion that does. So we've got $256,000 in our reserve account. I balance to that. I have to book that interest. And such it is with every account. This is the capital account. Okay? I took in the capital account, I try and transfer $1,035 every month because in the budget, we've set out X amount of dollars that we want to put into capital funds, okay? So I take that, divide it by 12, this year it's $1,035 a month. So I hadn't done it for 3 months, so that's my transfer into capital funds. I transfer out of capital funds into capital fund investment. So right now, we've got $229,000, and I have to balance to that in my accounting software,
Okay,
okay?
yep,
Is that clear as mud?
absolutely.
Okay. So nothing is done until the actual transfer is done and it's booked. And I see the reports from the county.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, I think we're all clear on that, then, next item for the phone.
None to report.
None, good. Chief's report?
Chief's report for June 2014. Point of information, it's sad to report that one of our longtime members, over 21 years, has retired. And he retired June 30th, and that's William Skinner. And he's been a longtime member of this organization, was one of my advanced EMTs, was once the fire chief of this organization as well. And I just wanted to announce that he'd be sorely missed from this organization, and we have big boots to fill with him gone. But the current volunteers that we have been doing extraordinary work and are very outgoing in the ability to gain education and want to provide for this community. So it'll be done and we'll move forward. But William Skinner retired, and I just want to give him the best that I can in his retirement.
June 21st?
June 30th, he retired. Nickname Bill. William Bill. Just to information, we conducted a harassment training on June 12th. Sexual harassment was covered in that as well, also discrimination. That was put on by outside instruction experts in the field from CIAW, which is our current insurance provider, and Canfield Solutions. And that was done on June 12th. On June 19th, we conducted a conflict resolution training for the organization, and that was also done through outside expert training through CIAW and Canfield Solutions. Both of these courses, I think, really opened up eyes of our operational team and into what could be considered harassment, discrimination, and how best to deal with conflict resolution, especially for our officers. If they have members on their shift that are having issues, how to best step in and provide guidance within those situations. So excellent trainings on both nights. Apparatus, there's nothing to report except for 858. The front AC unit has gone out of commission, and we're going to be needing to repair that. So that'll get done this month in July. The back AC for the patients still is operational, so it still gets cool for the patients, otherwise it would be in currently. Member roster, since we lost Bill Skinner, we have 41 members, 29 Canadians, 6 Point Roberts, and 6 County. We have 3 paramedics on staff, 11 EMTs, and 1 advanced EMT. Again, our EMT students and advanced EMT students are all successfully passing the national registry. We're just waiting on their certification from the state now. And that includes Jody Ingalls, which will be another advanced EMT. Josh Martin is delayed just for a few months. He'll be another advanced EMT, and then Leslie Duke. So hopefully by the starting of September, we'll have 3 more advanced EMTs, so 4 advanced EMTs functioning for this community. And we'll have 5 additional EMTs, so we'll be up to 16 EMTs and 4 advanced EMTs. Volunteer hours, 3,029. Volunteer payroll, 9,325, if all volunteers are being paid. Combined chief hours, I worked 214 hours in the month of June. Assistant Chief Shields worked 128. Total chief hours for the month of June is 342. We had a total of 20 calls. 9 of those were EMS calls. We had 2 Airlift Northwest transports, and we had 7 no transports. We had no public service, agency assist, fire classification. We had 11 calls, 10 unauthorized burns, and 1 power line incident. And there was no other to report.
Thank you, Chief. There's no unfinished business, apparently. New business. executive session. I suggested that we enter into an executive session to discuss the chief's past year's job evaluation and talk about his overall performance in the organization here. I'm suggesting that we'll go for 20 minutes. Is it okay to do that?
20 minutes sounds fine.
Yeah, if we need to make it longer, we'll call out for additional 5 or 10 or 15 minutes. Chief, you have a room where we can hold it?
I do.
Thank you, folks. We spent a couple more extra minutes in there because we needed to. We discussed performance of Chief Carlton, and we come to the conclusion that it was basically the same as last year. He's performed very well. The wish list on our part is very, very limited.
Nope, I missed it. He's performed very well, and then, what did you say? It was dark.
The wish list on our part,
Okay.
the commission's part, is very limited, it's almost nil. The chief has also indicated he does not want to see an increase in his compensation. He does not want to have a COLA clause, cost of living, and therefore his salary will stay at, I believe it's 50,000 for the next 12 months. We are going to, starting September, or the latter part of August, we're entering into his third year of his contract. And in short, we're very happy with his performance. That was all what we discussed. Chief, you had a discrimination and harassment policy. You want to talk about it again, or is that done?
I sent that harassment policy for your review and discrimination to all 3 commissioners. And I'm hoping that all 3 of you have that. If you have any input on that, I'd be happy to take that input and take it back to our legal counsel. But that policy was put in place between my deliberation between Brian Snur, our district counsel, and we talked about that, changed up things, and then we wrote what we believe to be a very, very solid policy on directing our members, and not only our operational members, but the administrative staff of this district, and the conduct that they should be doing when it comes to relationships between themselves and others.
Thank you. Do you have a document for us to sign?
I do. I'm sorry, I left that in my office, but I did definitely sign that after. Sorry.
Okay, Chief, surplus of this item.
Surplus? You had it, Brian had the list and he didn't give me the document.
So the surplus is on my desk. The surplus district items are the items that we have out here in the ambulance bay. And that includes, there's 2 fold-away beds, there's 2 main beds out there, an extra mattress and desks, and other items that were donated to us and given to us to surplus out, or to, not surplus out since they were donated, but to give to the public if public members want it. So the surplus items are the beds and the other furniture that's out in the bay. And I just need approval of that. I apologize for not having a specific list with me, but there's nothing big on it. It's just being able to put that on point interface and see if anybody needs beds in Point Roberts, and we can give those beds to them.
make sure that we contact other organizations here in Point Roberts, find out if they need it. I mean, even the food bank, Henry may be aware of somebody who's in need,
Sure.
very specific need before the public. I should think that we would, or if there be another organization that needs chairs out there or anything like that.
Right, I understand. Yeah. We have a big pool table upstairs and a foosball table that's going to be going away. That will most likely, and that's the association side has brought that into the organization. So that'll probably be going away for upstairs to open up more space. Because right now they haven't been used for probably a year.
So you'll see fit how you're going to deal with that, right?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll give you the authority to do that.
You know, I was going to say, don't let stuff hang around if you're not using it. That's my recommendation.
Well, the last thing I want to do is have this become a
Dump.
dump. Yeah, a stockpile, a place where people bring stuff because they don't want it at their home. And then they use it for 2 days and then it becomes an object that drinks are piled on. So that's not what I want. I want a very clean station.
Madam Secretary, I forget, do we usually make a motion to that effect, or how would we do
Yeah, I
it?
need a resolution and I need a copy of the list.
For the surplus items,
Okay. We'll have to-
We'll handle that next meeting.
so that'll have to be at the next meeting.
Or we can come in individually and sign that before that meeting.
It's fine if it holds off until next
Yeah,
meeting.
okay with you?
There's no rush.
No rush?
It's fine.
Okay. Good, thank you. I have one item, and that is, we would like to have your views on, to increase the commissioner's stipend from 104 to 114. And to about the meeting.
When does that come up normally?
Excuse me?
Every year that comes up, that
No,
issue.
not necessarily. It comes from the state, right? The state sets the limit. We've been at 104 for, we've declined 114, except our secretary got it, 114. And the elected stay at 104. And I'm just asking you guys as well if you want to go to 114 or not.
A lot of money.
Lot of money.
It's huge.
Well, I think if we don't keep up with it, it's going to get way behind us. So I think it'd be a good thing to go forward with it.
I concur. This is just a start. How do you feel about it?
I feel there's a lot of work that commissioners do. Insurance, compensation,
You want to go to 114 then?
I want to go with 14.
Okay. Duly noted.
Beginning when?
This
This month?
meeting.
This meeting.
Any further items people want to talk about? Is anybody from the public who wants to have a word? No, thank you. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
I just have one thing I'd like to thank the fire chief for putting mirrors in the bathrooms. Just a long way to go. Our public bathrooms have not had mirrors since the remodel was done.
Why didn't someone say that you can see yourself?
You can see yourself, it's scary. Yeah, it really is. Yeah, but I just thought I'd mention it. Finally got it done.
Can I have a motion, Sam? Or-
Second.
Okay,
You're
done.
done.
Meeting is over. Thank you.
There's Carol, if you want to look at it, you have to sign it.
Hey, Bill?